Shout out to Coppish.
Shout out to Coppish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Coppish.
Good afternoon, lovely people, or good morning or good night, depending on wherever you're watching this. Hope you're well. Welcome back to another live match preview. My name is Callum. Delighted to be joined by two rival fans, two Nottingham Forest fans from Forest Fan TV. So first and foremost, guys, you know what to do. Go and show them some love. Go and subscribe and like their videos. The link to their channel is in the description and in the title of this video. Delighted to be joined by EZ and Wolverine from Forest Fan TV. How you doing, gents?
I'm good, Callum, bro. How are you? I love the intro, mate. I love the intro. It's lovely to be on with a team who has European Cup history and pedigree. You know, we don't get to see it too much, so it's nice to be, you know, in the company of those who understand. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Europe's not for everyone, is it? Just
Bless you. Yeah, thanks for having us on, Colin, mate. Really appreciate it.
No, absolute pleasure. Thanks for getting back to us so quickly from the request and everything. And you guys have been brilliant to deal with. Got a shout out to your brother, the world's greatest footballer, in the chat as well. So big up to yourself. Big up to all the Forest fans who have come over from Forest Fan TV as well. Hope you guys enjoy the Coppish community, and let's make this a fun-filled banter show for the preview. There's no animosity here from my side. I'm sure there is none from your side.
Ooh.
I mean,
there's some old wounds, mate. I don't know if I'm going to open them up today.
I'm quite neutral, Callum. Right? He's got agendas because of his brother. Yeah, I've got no beef with Liverpool.
Yeah, no. For me, I'll give you a little bit of a background. It was just growing up in the '90s, mate. That's when you last had your last great basically run before the other teams took over. But all my mates were Liverpool fans, every single one of them. And growing up in Nottingham, mate, I was the only Forest fan amongst us. And on top of that, my older brother was a Liverpool fan as well. So it was hard, man. And it's getting to a point where we got into fisticuffs, you know, that my mum hated it, mate. I was like, every time we were fighting, it was over Forest and Liverpool. So yeah, some old wounds, mate. Let's hope we don't open up today. But it's been a long time since we faced you. 23 years, mate. It was a long time to wait.
It has. Well, if you're a guy that's throwing hands, and I'm not really looking to start any trouble.
No, that's all good.
See, with me, Callum, I'm the opposite, right? Apart from obviously this weekend, I just don't like Man U because I grew up in the Man U era.
Well, we'll get on perfect then, Wolverine.
I mean, I've got, and my cousins support Liverpool, and I've always backed Liverpool, apart from obviously when you're playing Forest. Yeah. So for me, Liverpool, I got no beef with, but I thought he's got to come on and give you guys some stick as well.
Archie, why did you not start supporting Liverpool if you have family members and that support Liverpool? Like, why
because I had to go for the real Reds, mate. I couldn't just, follow the herd into Liverpool. Come on, man. There's proper football teams. I respect Liverpool, but then there's degrees, mate. And Forest is a proper team. It's the first match I remember watching as a kid. They lost it. I don't know what ended up. And then that's been the story, and the rest of the last, footballing career for me. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I will get on because I can't stand Man U. But Liverpool, we'll cross lines until 5 o'clock. We'll see how it goes.
We
could do the double over you, bro. You could be the only team who do the double over.
Oh, don't say that. Now you said that. So look, we have to go back to that first game. In fact, let's start at the beginning of the season, because I'll be honest, I was one of the people who was really happy to see you guys back in the league. Growing up, I think the last time I saw Forest in the Premier League was Van Hooijdonk was up front, and that run of team. And then we didn't see for ages, but you always knew that you were heritage. You were heritage to the league. Heritage to Europe, so it's nice seeing you back in. You made a wealth of signings, spent a good amount of money when you came up. Some questionable signings for some questionable values. I mean, you even bought our very own Nico Williams as well. I'm sure none of you expected to necessarily be in the top half of the table, but did you expect to be in a relegation battle though? Oh.
ask him where he expected us to be.
Oh, Wolverine, you're not one of them, are you? What are you saying? What are you saying? Top
Bro,
six?
right,
Right,
let me just justify it, right? I remember when we came up with Frank Clark, yeah, when we had Collymore, Brian Roy, Bohina, we finished third, man. You know, we destroyed the Premier League, yeah. So I came into this with nostalgia, man, believing, yeah. But my God, man, has it been a hell of a ride this season? So yeah, okay, they all take the mick out of me for it. I said top 4, mate.
top 4.
I put it down. You know what? Logically, in my mind, I was like, all right, we haven't got Collymore or Brian Roy this time. So I'll go one place down from where we finished, which was third, yeah. Last time we had that heroic season. I'll be like, fourth, I'll settle for fourth, man. Now give me fourth from bottom and I'll bite your hand off.
Seriously. And looking back on my pre-season prediction, that looks deluded as well. Now I went for 12. But that looks way off now, mate. But we'll go into it. But hopefully you'll do us a favor, mate, because the question I'll ask you, well, I might as well ask you now. Who would you rather stay up, us or Everton? Because it could be one or the other.
Exactly. I mean, surely you should know the answer to that. Everton go down this season. That's been the biggest bit of our season because we're not going to win anything.
Well, then it's on you, bro. You got to roll over. You got to roll over.
Is that where you want?
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
But we still got something to play for as well. We're trying to get.
What you got to play for, man? You're on the beach, man.
If you want to be in that Conference League, surely.
I want Europa. I do think it will benefit us to actually be in Europa. Obviously, I want Champions League, but I think we're not going to get that now because we're relying on about 4 teams to drop points ahead of us, which is not going to happen. If it was 1 or 2 teams, I'd be confident, but not 4 teams. Definitely want Everton to go down. I mean, you say you predicted 12. You're not that far off 12. Now, granted, I'm hoping you don't have a little resurgence starting this Saturday, but I do think you can actually get higher up the table. I actually don't think you will get relegated. I'm not even just saying that because you guys are on.
And yes, can you tell us what you're basing that on, bro? Though, could you tell us what you're basing that on? Because we're in depression mode, right? We ain't 1 in 10, yeah. So we need all the hope we could have. But yeah, what do you reckon? What do you reckon?
So the reason I base that off that is because I think Leeds, especially after playing Leeds, they are really bad defensively, and midfield it just seems like they have no clue. I think they'll go down, and I think Everton will go down as well. I think you and Leicester will be all right. Southampton, they've been riding this way for a little while now. Yeah. We're one of the teams that have kind of put Southampton in this position because we just kept on taking their players. Other teams started to do the same, and it was always gonna happen. But I genuinely think you'll be all right. I really do. Someone really in the comments said that deodorant must be strong. Do you not genuinely don't think you're staying up?
Oh, mate, it's a recent form, mate. The form has been atrocious, and we've said this, and I'm not going into this Cooper out thing, but any other manager with the run that he's had would have been sacked. And it's this, he's got a fan base behind him, which I understand for what he did last season, but it's like he can't do any wrong, you know. And any other manager, if you guys looking at it from the outside, look at the recent run we've had, or the runs we've had throughout the season, any other manager would have got sacked. And he's been kept in the job through fan power. Not by us, by the way.
Yeah, but there is a bit more of a divide on it. But Ez is right, man. You can't go that many games and not expect pressure to mount, you know. And then because of what he did, like he did miracles last season. Let's be straight on it. Yeah, he took us from bottom of the championship after 7-8 games straight into the Premier. We were happy with just survival last year. So it's dreamland for us. So I get why there's a big chunk of the fan base who are like, let him ride it out. He deserves it. You know, where would we be without him kind of thing. But for me and a few others now, we're looking at it thinking, you're in the Premier League, man. I don't want to wait another 23 years for another shot at it. Let's fight while we're here. Maybe a new manager bounce works or what have you. I don't know. But it's getting tight. Do I think we can survive? Like, if you asked us this before the Everton match, I'd say the Everton match was the key one for me, where we drew 2-2 with them at home. Because we haven't lost at home. We've lost once to Newcastle, a 91st minute pen since September. we've either drawn or won everything else, as you guys well know. Yeah,
We know.
yeah. But all those games have been similar to the game we had against you, where we got the goal, and then there's like this force field that was keeping the ball out the net. Because Van Dijk, I don't know how he missed some of those chances.
Yeah,
you know, it was crazy that match, and the atmosphere was rocking and everything. So there's been a lot of that going on. But once we drew with Everton, you just felt, because we would have gone 7 or 8 points clear of Everton at that stage. And once we drew with that one, and they had their luck against Spurs last minute, and Bournemouth are suddenly playing like they're goddamn Brazil, every team's going up, and Forest had just dripped down now. Yeah. Yes, we're only in there on goal difference, but our goal difference is the worst, mate. So that you might as well knock off 1 point for us on that one. You know what I mean? So that's the worry.
Speaking of the Liverpool and Forest sort of relationship, Nico Williams. So if I'm not mistaken, Stoney asked me my thoughts on Nico before we sold him. So I thought Nico was a good player, but not Liverpool quality. Looking at this season, we could have done with Nico being in the squad because Trent hasn't been.
You can have him back
this season. Has he been that bad for you guys? Because I thought playing in the back three and him playing the wing back would have definitely helped him. From your reactions, though, it seems like we got a really good deal.
Funny you should say that, because that's only just started to happen. Yeah, because he has been playing as a right back in a back four, and he's not a right back, mate. Wing back, yes, I've seen more.
I agree.
Yeah, I've definitely seen more promise from him as a wing back, but as a right back, no. So and that's only happened in the last couple of games. We've gone to a back three, and he's been played as a wing back. So yes, he's got potential there, but as a right back, no. And that's where he's been played the majority of the season, and he's been poor, to be honest, mate. He's been lacking, and he's cost us quite a few goals down that side. Not him on his own, but it's a weakness. Definitely been a weakness when he's been played at that right back position.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely not worth. I mean, you pulled our pants down, man. 17 million for him. You guys must have been laughing all the way to the bank, yeah? I mean, bloody hell, man. Talk about some of the signings we've made. Look, it's nothing against him. He didn't put that price tag on himself, but he's not worth 17 million. Not especially when we had Jed Spence last year, who was just brilliant. Even when we played you in the FA Cup last year and everything. Yeah, and he went to Spurs for between 8 and 12 mil. So that Nico, I feel sorry for him in a way. He already came into the club in Jed Spence's shadow, and everyone, including us, was comparing him to Jed Spence. Problem he then had is Serge Aurier came, and Serge Aurier has been an absolute trooper. So he's the automatic first choice for right back. But he's been injured over the last couple of weeks. So it is Nico Williams deputizing for him. But as pointed out, in a right wing back, he's not bad. In fact, he's quite good. He probably needs another year for me to develop. But as a right back, he lunges in too quickly on too many shots. He reminds me a lot of Trent. He's good going forward, but can't defend. I kind of, is that how you breed them there, mate? I don't know if they all seem to do the
same. Here's the thing with Nico. I think Nico's a player that needs a few games to get into a rhythm, because we saw this at Liverpool. You can't just throw him in here or there and expect him to do a good job. He takes a little while to get into a rhythm. Once he's in the rhythm, he's decent. But as you said, he's not great defensive. He does dive in quite a bit. He does get beaten quite a lot. Yeah. And then going forward the other side, he's good attacking wise, but he's not great enough where you can kind of negate that side of his game. Another player that is an ex-Liverpool player that signed for you guys is Awenini. He obviously got the winner against us, which was a real kick in the teeth. How have you found him this season? How has he fared at Forest this season? Because he looks like
no, you go with this one.
I like him, but he's very he's not easy on the eye, mate. When he's playing football, he's very scuffy with his touches. I call him Bambi on ice. Yeah, he will get you the goals, but they're not pretty goals, and he just doesn't. He always seems to shin them in a bit like he did against you. He had to go. He did a 1-2 off the post, if I remember rightly. It was that game, wasn't it? Yeah. It's never smooth. It's never clear with him. Now, the problem we had with him is he was coming into really good form just after January, and then he got injured. And then he's just come back into the team now. In fact, the last game we played against United, that was his first start since, I think, the Southampton game, which is back in January. So he's been out for a couple of months. So is he fully match fit and match sharp? I don't know yet. Well, I guess we'll find out this weekend. Is he? I think he probably will start this weekend against you. But I do like him, but he's a bit too raw still. Do you know what I mean? I think he just needs a bit of polishing on the sides, and he'll be absolutely fine. But it's just his touch, man. It's his touch. But he's a bit of a brute and a beast, and he can dominate defenders.
It can be a handful, can't he? And I think I felt he was against you guys at home in the home tie, and he kept you occupied, and that's what the only way we actually kept the pressure off. Because you were there, you had your chances, and we'll say again, you know, if it hadn't been for a couple of late saves from Dean Henderson, who we had in goal, and I'm kind of hoping, I haven't heard anything more, but I'm kind of hoping he's actually back this weekend, because he's been injured for a while, and that's really it's coincided with our bad run. But I'm not saying he's a reason for it, but we've missed him definitely. Even though we've had a Champions League winner in Kilo Navas in there,
I was going to say that was a hell of a signing for you guys.
Yeah, I mean he's done his bit, but I think the majority of Forest fans would still prefer Dean Henderson back between the sticks, and hopefully this weekend. But yeah, you guys had your chance in that game, and when he does his job, he will hold the ball up and he will cause you keep your defenders occupied. The issue is obviously he's not got the best touch in the world, and he probably needs 2 or 3 chances to score a goal. But let's just hope for the best, mate. I'm being deluded. I'm hoping for something. I've been telling these guys all season we'll get one more away win all season, and it'll be at Anfield. And
it would be in keeping with how our season's gone, to be honest. From the outside looking in, I've got to ask you, because as a Liverpool fan, sometimes I can be a bit too close, a bit too emotional.
Yeah.
What have you, from the outside looking in, have you felt has gone wrong for Liverpool this season, and how do you think they fix it?
Bro, I think it's been your midfield. I remember doing a video pre-season looking at your midfield again, because we got loads of Liverpool mates, etc. I was looking at the age. You know, you've got Fabinho, you've got Henderson, you've got this slow, very inactive midfield. And I was just looking at it thinking, like, it needed a Jude Bellingham coming in. I know there's still talks about him coming to you and everything. But for me, looking at it from the outside, I felt you sat on your laurels in the summer window and didn't strengthen that midfield. And there was too much focus on Núñez. And I think Núñez was a bit of, I rate him, but I think he was more panicked by because you obviously had Jota out injured, and who's the other guy? Diaz out as well. So, and obviously Mane went. So I feel there was a bit of focus there, where you still had the likes of Salah, Firmino, who I think is really good but gets overlooked and almost disrespected sometimes, I feel, by Klopp. I thought it was the midfield. The legs in there. I mean, you're still looking at Milner coming in, although he's a great, ambassador for your club and football. That midfield for me, and it showed in the early part of the season, you were getting overrun in that midfield. Even when you came to Forest, it was one of the only few games where we didn't get dominated by the opposition's midfield. And for me, there's your answer right there. Yeah, if we're telling you that we didn't feel dominated by that midfield, it tells you everything. And then you kind of feel that Trent has taken a step backwards, although now in midfield he looks a bit better, I guess. Yeah. But you just feel that solid defensive line that was always there, with Virgil being the brick and everything, just feels a bit shaky at the moment. We went in there. I remember Gomez was atrocious against us when you played us at home.
Yeah, remember.
Yeah. And I just don't see at the moment that you've got a defensive partnership. Konate's making, I rate him, but the mistakes he's making, again, embarrassing. Some of the mistakes he's making. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Defender this season, though, by a mile, to be honest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Virgil hasn't shown up this season. Like Konate, without Konate this season, we could have been absolutely stripped naked in a few games.
Wow, that's kind of shut me up, because I've just noticed loads of individual errors from him in recent weeks. I'll grant it; it's not been kind of consistent.
Yeah, he has a couple of moments here and there, but on the whole, he's saved us a lot. As you're right though, Gomez in that game against Forest was he was abysmal, man. He was so bad. I just remember because he gave away the free kick, which led to the goal as well.
Yeah, the one you did him with it.
Yeah, he could have passed out, and he was dilly dallying on the ball, then gave away the free kick. He picked up a booking because of it, and then we can see the goal from it is just I can't deal with Gomez at the moment, but it happened.
But do you feel Virgil's been overplayed? Do you feel he's one of those, favorite FCs, if you like, and can't be dropped, and he needs to drop him?
Yeah, he does. But the problem we've had is whenever Klopp's maybe looked at it, he's probably gone, right, Gomez can fill in for Virgil, but Gomez has had stinkers. So he's like, you can't trust Gomez. Matip has really kind of regressed a little bit this season, so he can't drop for Matip. Virgil's been overplayed since he's been at the club, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
So that, and
but he's got that credit in the bank. That becomes a problem, doesn't it? It's like at some stage you gotta know it's not working.
And even with Alisson's made some shocking mistakes this season, hasn't he? You know, and you can't. All these players eventually they're gonna have their bad periods, but when it all coincides and they're all having a bad period at the same time, that's what's cost you the season. But I'll definitely go back on what Wolverine says. Your midfield, at the start of the season, we looked at the midfield and we said that was your key weak point, and he didn't. He still hasn't really fixed it, and he won't fix it this season, obviously. What do you think? What do you think is the problem? And would you agree that it is your midfield, and is there something?
Yeah, it is the midfield. It's the midfield mainly. Alisson's had a couple mistakes, but he's been our best player.
He's solid, I think. Yeah.
But that's the problem. When your goalkeeper's the best player in your team this season, it means that the rest of the team have completely underperformed. I think we need someone to come in and take some of the onus off Virgil. So a left-sided centre-back who can actually play instead of Virgil if needed. I think we need 3 centre midfielders, and I think we need 1 more attacker so Salah can have a break as well, because I feel like Salah's hitting that trajectory where he's being overplayed, and I don't want to see his decline because we've been overplaying it.
But do you guys feel Salah's lost a bit this season?
I think Salah's
or just overplayed.
I think he's been a victim of us changing the system to try and suit other players, but also he's had bad form as well. I think there's been so much change around him and not for the better that it's affected him. But at the same time, he's missed some very big chances. I mean, the 2 penalty misses, like that's unforgivable, like for someone of Salah's like quality. So for me, there's no excuse for Salah. But again, even in his bad season, he's been our best attacker again. So it's frustrating all around. It really is.
Yeah, but I'll give you some solace in that. I don't know how true this stat is, but everyone's bigging up Trashford through the roof. Yeah, saying it's his Ballon d'Or. It's his Ballon d'Or season. Isn't he on the same amount as league goals as Salah, who's having his worst, season ever? So it kind of shows you, doesn't it? It kind of shows you.
It does, but this is where I will say stats don't show the full picture, because
yes,
Salah and Rashford have had the same amount of goals, for example. But if you look at how many chances Salah's missed, then that's the reason why. So you can't just straight away look at the goals and go, oh, he's had a great season. When, say, for example, I have 100 shots and I score 20 goals, but you have 30 shots and score 20 goals. You've had the better season because I've just been spamming. He's been spamming this season, and he's got good goals.
Bro, it sounds like you're defending a Man U player. I'm a little taken aback.
Could never do that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. The conversion percentage, yeah.
And he's a victim of his own success as well, because he's been so good up until now. Any drop off was going to be met with a lot of backlash. So, do you think Mane, the loss of Mane, was big as well for you guys? Yes, but I think it's been overblown. Yeah. I say that because if Mane was here, even with our midfield now, I don't think we'd be that much better off. We may have an extra 3 points, an extra 6 points maybe this season, but still not good enough to where we should be, which is challenging for the league. So Mane was always going to be a big miss. I love Mane. Club legend, would always be a club legend. But that midfield was the issue. If we had sorted out that midfield and lost Mane, we're still speaking about Mane in high regards. Yeah. But we're not sitting here clamoring, as some fans are, to say, bring him back. Because Mane coming back now still doesn't fix what the issue is. It's our midfield. And I've got to ask, can I ask about Klopp? Because I respect Klopp, what he's done and everything, yeah? But this is not an acceptable season by Liverpool standards, yeah? The fact that you're not challenging with Arsenal and Man City, for me, it doesn't even look right as an outsider watching in. Yeah. But obviously, he's got credit in the bank here. But how much credit has he got? And has there been any, riflings about Klopp out at all? Because it's not looking good this season, man. I've got to be very careful how I answer this, because I like my life and I like my safety. We hear you, mate, because we get the same thing with Cooper, obviously. Yeah. So on our channel, we've got me, Matt, and Drifty. Yeah. Drifty is as Klopping as you can get. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you were to ask this question to Drifty right now, he'd probably cut you guys off the stream. Like, that's how much Matt is a bit like me, where he's still Klopp in, but he's very annoyed with Klopp. I'm at a point where I'm neither Klopp in nor Klopp out. I'm on the fence with him at the moment. I need to see how he navigates through this next transfer window, because I love Klopp, but I love Liverpool more. So even though Klopp will always be my favorite manager of all time, and he's, in my opinion, Liverpool's best manager in my lifetime, I still need to see Liverpool doing what Liverpool should be doing. So I'm skirting around your question a little bit because I'm in a
I know. Listen, you're preaching to the converted, right?
Yeah.
Because saying Cooper out, and the fact that I've said it, Ezra said it, right, is almost like you know, sign your own death warrant. That's what it is. Yeah, but your words are exactly what we've been saying as well. We're Forest FC before we are Cooper FC. Yeah, so I fully get where you're coming from, and you know, I just thought it's an interesting comparison, because although they're on different trajectories and different things covered, you know, what Cooper's done for us is a miracle, but at the same time, what Klopp's done for you is a miracle, breaking that, what was it, 30-year curse almost on the league, etc. So he's going to have credit in the bank, just like Cooper does. And I think they're interesting comparisons to make. And it's interesting to see where fan bases' loyalties land. Do they land on managers or do they land on the club? You know, for me, it's always club. But I do get it as well, you know?
Yeah. The difference I'll say, though, is, and in fact, I can't even say the difference because I don't know the ins and outs of Forest's hierarchy. The reason why I am not Klopp out, though, is because I've seen Liverpool before Klopp came in under FSG. I would like to see what Liverpool is like without FSG and Klopp still at the club with new owners. Doesn't seem like we're going to get that, but I'd be very intrigued.
Yeah, that's quieting down now, hasn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah. If you saw me back in November when news first broke that we're being taken over, I was as shameless as you could get. Whereas now, I'm as humble.
The Qataris were coming your way, bro. The Arab money incoming.
We love oil money, man.
We all love our owner Marinakis. We call him the Greek father. Like what he's invested in, what he did for the club, say during COVID and everything, and from our previous owner Fawaz, who was. He was Arab. He didn't have the oil money. That's all. But
air conditioning money,
air conditioning and fridges, man. But like we've all got love and respect for our owner. But I'm not gonna lie, right? And I'll probably annoy a lot of the Forest. If the Arabs came in with the checkbook, I'd be like, "Thank you very much, Marinakis, man. Where do we sign?" So I get where you would have come from hearing them rumors. But imagine they go Man U, man. That's not going to be good.
Your owners aren't necessarily the richest of owners, but they're willing to go above and beyond to try and get you to the next level. Our owners aren't willing to do that. They will literally do the bare minimum. They will literally buy you a biscuit and say that will last you for the next couple of days. Just have that. Whereas we need more than that as Liverpool, especially when we're going up against the likes of Man City, Chelsea, Man United, and all these teams. There's only so much you can squeeze out of a flannel before it becomes dry, and I feel like we've squeezed as much water out of it now. So it's annoying. But back to the game, boys.
Yeah.
If I was to push you guys for a predicted start 11, what would it be?
Started 11
for Forest. It's a tough. I think Cooper's going to go back three. I don't know if you agree with me, as I don't know if the Forest guys in the chat will as well. I think he's going to stick to a back three.
Yeah, I think he's been itching to go to a back three for a while, hasn't he? And he's finally getting his chance to do it. That's his tried and trusted. Not that we agree with it, but I think that's what he'll do.
I think it'll be McKenna as the back three. So either McKenna or Worrell. I think it will be McKenna, and then Niakate and Felipe. Those two are our two best players, in my opinion, currently. Felipe by a mile. Obviously, you guys know him from Atletico Madrid. In my opinion, I know you lot will say I'm deluded, but I promise you, no Forest fan will disagree with me. We're united on this. He is the best player in the team, head and shoulders above everyone else. He's 33, but you can tell he was trained under Simeone. He's just a master of defending.
Yeah.
Problem is, there's the other crap around him, at the moment. So that's what's slowing him down. So I think it's him and Niakate. Niakate, I fully rate. He would be a good replacement going forward for a Virgil, for example. Left-sided, pacey. I'm just saying. I'm saying that elk.
Let him speak. You speak, Wolverine.
Oh, crap. No, I am going to get lynched. I shouldn't have said that. No, he's crap, man. He's crap. You wouldn't like him. He gave away a late penalty against Newcastle. He's prone to all those mistakes. We got Chris Wood, though, if you need a new striker.
No, you're good.
So for me, they will be the three, and you'll have Lodi, the Brazilian left back. Again, Simeone trained really good at what he does. And then your boy, obviously, Nico Williams, because I don't think Serge is fit. Would you agree with that back five?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say back five. And probably Navas will still be in, but I would like to see Hendo back, as in the goal from a goalkeeper point of view, but it probably will be Navas. But yeah, back five, I would say that's probably bang on for. And it's the next part that we're always, honestly, between us, there's four of us on our shows, on our preview shows, and we'll come up with four different midfields, and none of us will actually get it right because it's just so hard to predict what he's going to go with and who he's going to go with. But Freuler seems to be somebody that he sticks to, whether he's in form or not. So what would you say, Wolverine? Would you say go with a 2 in midfield or a 3?
He'll probably go with a 2, maybe a 3, and then go just 2 up front without a cam. I would say he's probably going to go Freuler, Danilo, and Mangala. I think that might be the 3 if he does do a 3. But if he goes a 2, he'll go Danilo and Freuler, the Brazilian kid, and Freuler, the Swiss international guy. And then he'll probably, it will be a 2, won't it, Ez, even though we've all screamed about it, because then Morgan Gibbs-White will have to play. He's one of his favourites. And then it will be Johnson, who is our best attacker at the moment, Brennan Johnson. And I think Awoniyi will play as well. I think that will be roughly the team. But you can never tell with Cooper at the moment. We don't know. We don't know. That would be a guess at the moment. Wouldn't be what we would do. Would probably, I think, unanimously go with a 4 at the back, and then go 4-3-3. Try and match you up. The problem we had against United at the weekend was that Bruno and bloody Ericsson just dominated that midfield because we were playing a 2. So if you are playing a 3, I know you guys have been switching it about, but traditionally it's kind of a 4-3-3 with you guys. I think if you play a 3 and we play a 2, you'll destroy our midfield.
Yeah. Hopefully that happens then.
Nah, let's not go too far, bro.
So for the Liverpool side, I think we'll go with pretty much the team that started against Leeds. So just to recap, it'll be Ali in goal, Trent right back playing the hybrid role, inverted fullback. So Trent, Konate, Virgil, and Robbo. I think we'll go with Fabinho, Henderson, and Jones again in midfield. And then up top, I think we'll go with Jota, Gakpo, and Salah. How are you liking
Gakpo down the middle? Is he better down the middle or out wide? Because I think he's more of a wide player, but I'm interested how the Liverpool fans are thinking.
So again, you're trying. I feel like you're trying to throw me under the bus in this show. I'm not gonna lie. Credit back up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of him in the false. I don't think he's terrible in the false 9. I'm just not a fan of it, especially when we've spent so much money on Nunes, who is meant to be your marksman. Why is he out on the wing or on the bench when he's fit and ready and available? So for me, I'd go Nunes through the middle. I'd go Gakpo on the left or Jota on the left until Diaz is fit. Salah always starts on the right because we've got no one else really on that side. I'm not buying into the hype of Gakpo playing through the middle at the moment. I think it's an agenda that's kind of being pushed. Everyone said he had a magnificent game against Leeds. He didn't really get involved in the game. Yes, he got a goal and assist, but he weren't really involved. For a false 9, like, you're meant to be involved in the game. So I don't know. Swings and roundabouts.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I see him as a wide left player. I really like him. Forest were linked to him. Somewhat, well, we were linked to everyone. But I honestly rate him highly. But he's better off coming from the left-hand side. That's what he was doing back in Holland. That's what he does in the Dutch team as well. I kind of think you're missing a trick there. And I agree with you, Nunes. I think personally it's better down the middle. It's a bit like what Cooper's done with Awoniyi. He started playing him out on the left as well. We're having very similar things at different ends of the table here. He shoved Awoniyi out on the left-hand side. And to be fair to him, he looked okay there. But my argument still is we ain't got a striker. He needs to play up front, you know. So I'm hearing what you're saying. I honestly didn't know you lot were having that debate. Obviously, I've watched a lot of your stuff. I didn't catch on to that one. But yeah, it's interesting to hear.
So yeah, be interesting. Right, before we do score predictions, guys, if you haven't already, please do smash the like video. Also, make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV. If you're watching this on Forest Fan TV, make sure you smash the like button there as well. So, score predictions, guys. The fun part of the show. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm going 3-0 Liverpool.
Is that it?
Do you want a hot or
I
a
can't be
prediction?
confident for this game. I can't be confident for any game. I'm confident for this game. I'm going 3-0 Liverpool.
I'm gonna have to give
first. You're going first, mate. I ain't going first.
Mate, I'm going to have to give you a heart and a head prediction. My head says if you guys get an early goal against us, mate, we're in trouble. I can see a Man City, Arsenal type away performance for us if you guys get an early goal. But my heart's saying anything for a double, mate. It would make my season. Even if we went down after that, if we got a double over you guys, I could at least shut my brother up for the next 23 years, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. But I'm fearing for it. But I've just got this illusion. But because I've said it all season to the guys, I said we're going to win at Anfield. I've got to stick with it until it doesn't happen. So I'm going to go with it, mate. So if we do win, it's a 1-0 win. If we lose, we're going to get battered, mate. I'm 4 or 5-0, I would say. All right. No,
I guess you want an answer from me, man. I mean, let's be factual for a second. We are the worst team away from home, full stop, right? We've scored 5 goals or 5, I think it's 5 on the road. We've won 1 game against Southampton, and to be fair to them, they could have beaten us, right? We've picked up 3 other points elsewhere. But however, Cooper seems to find these results when his back is against the wall. And there is a feeling that if he loses this one, he could go. Yeah. So I would not be surprised if we drew with you 0-0. But honestly, by the letter of the law, if you don't beat us by at least 3 or 4, then you've had a bad day, because we are horrific away from home. It's not like what you would have seen at the City ground. Yeah, that was different. That was the fans driving us over the line. Yeah, that atmosphere was electric, especially on that day. The away fans are just as good. Yeah, the problem is the players on the pitch away from home. You should be having a field day. But the one thing I will say is I remember you beat Man U 7-0. I had my 7-ups out and everything, yeah? And then you went, and your next game, you went, and I can't believe screwed us and lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I just feel you've done this a couple of times. You've now gone and tonked Leeds 6-1. Thank you for that, by the way, right? Yeah. This could be a rebound match where you kind of get relaxed. I don't know. But we're terrible away from home. I'm gonna go 4-0, 4-1 Liverpool, honestly. And it's the first time I've predicted Forest to lose. Therefore, and I've been wrong on my winning predictions the whole time. So
hold on,
I'll jinx them.
First time this season you predicted Forest to lose.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
On screen.
On screen, yeah. Off screen on WhatsApp. It's different.
Really did believe in top 4 for Forest then. This wasn't really bad.
Well, I'm serious, man. Until it was mathematically not possible. I was still up to a couple of weeks ago going, it's mathematically still possible. We could go on a run here, yeah? Remember last season.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, I look, that is my worry in the back of my mind, is that we've seen this before. We battered Bournemouth. The next game wasn't great. Battered Rangers, I believe the next game wasn't great.
Yeah.
Battered Man United, next game wasn't great. I feel as though this one would be different, though.
Yeah, but I just feel this has been your season, though. It's been your season where every now and again, I remember sitting with my Liverpool mates thinking, you just battered so-and-so, you're back. Yeah?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You know, and that's the problem. It's so up and down. And I'm just thinking, where do you want to finish? Because sure, I know you said Europa, but my God, how the mighty have fallen if you're looking at Europa, you know? I personally, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd say write it off and don't have Europe next season. If you're not getting Champions League, You don't want to waste your time in those Mickey Mouse ones.
I said that before, but the reason I changed my tune, and shout again, I always say this. There was a person in our comment section who kind of called me out on it because I was having a go at the players saying, how can they get out for the big games and then falter against your likes of Bournemouth? And then he turned around and rightly said to me, he's like, well, Cal, how can you moan about being a fan when you're saying you don't want Europa, but you only want Champions League or no Europe? And he's right. The reason also I want Europe as well, if we don't get any European football, I don't see us making the signings we need to make because Klopp will turn around and say we've got less games to compete in. So why are we going to bloat the squad out and potentially have players who aren't going to get game time?
Yeah.
But I do think having that, it's almost just that repetition of just continuing to play in Europe, even if it's not at the highest level, it will just keep the players on song and it will allow some of the fringe players who might not be getting as much time because Champions League is a harder competition who can then go and express themselves in Europa. So I actually think it could actually work out better for us.
But will Europa League be enough for you to attract the players that you really want?
Yeah. Bellingham going to Europa.
In theory, for one season, it should be okay. Because again, the players we're trying to attract are either in Europa now or not in Europe at all. Because we can't go for your likes of your Valverdes and your Bellinghams this summer. We can't now because we've got so many positions that need to be filled. But let's say it was an Evan Ndicka from Frankfurt. He's not playing European football.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, we like him.
Let's say it was a Ugarte, a Kone, a Declan Rice for midfield, for example. They're not European regulars. And then let's say it was a Moussa Diaby for the right wing for Liverpool. Leverkusen aren't in Europe either. They have been in the past, but they're not currently now. I think we should have enough to attract those players.
As long as no Champions League clubs go in, man.
Very true.
Because Diaby's gonna be sought after. You know, that's your problem.
Years ago, to be honest.
Yeah, that's your problem. My worry for you guys is if you start to try and do what Man U did and have to throw these stupid contracts at players just to attract them. I mean, we all saw how they played. You know, the Sanchez's of this world that came into United. Look how crap Sancho is from Dortmund that they got as well. So that'd be my worry for you guys. You know.
Yeah. I hear you, but the only thing is we won't pay stupid salary, so it's a very finely balanced summer we're going to have. And I'm scared. I am scared because this summer's make or break. If we don't get it right this summer, we could be out the top 4 for a good little while.
I agree with that.
So,
I agree.
Well, but guys, before we shoot off, is there anything you'd like to plug? Anything you'd like to push out there to let our subscribers know about that we can support as well?
Just if they click on the title, just give us a quick follow. We'll be doing a watch along. Our watch alongs are really interactive, because it's a 3 p.m. so we'll have all the scores going off on all the other matches at the same time. Live league tables, a virtual pitch where they can see the game live as it's going. So if they want to come in and banter us, obviously we'll be swinging and we'll be talking about our chances as the game starts, and we'll see how it ends. But if they want to just
just also to our fans who are in the chat, guys, make sure you subscribe to Kopish as well. Give these guys your
top channel.
Send them some love, mate. They've been really fantastic, getting in contact with us as well. And hopefully my brother's proud of me being on there. He was buzzing more than I was. He was like, "Oh, I love these guys. I can't believe
he's a proper fanboy, Callum."
Yeah, he's a proper fanboy. So hopefully he enjoys it when he gets to watch. I think he's still at work, but he'll watch it on the re-record. But thank you so much, Callum, for giving us opportunity to come on. And we'll definitely, hopefully, we'll still be in the same league next season. Hopefully, the best, mate. And it's been a pleasure.
The pleasure's all mine, man. You guys have been fantastic, and I'm not just saying this. I genuinely hope you guys stay up. I really do. Because
we hope, I still want you top 4. I can't see it. I'm just counting your stars, bro. I mean, we can't sing a European song away. Liverpool, can we? But just remember, just remember the team that knocked you out back in the day in those European glory days. And the first round was, of course, Forest. Yeah, and we went on. And we got our stars as well. So
we were absolutely your bogey team back in the day, mate.
You were.
So, but you still sing songs about us. But I'd love to revive that history, mate. I'd love to revive that rivalry. At the moment, we're nowhere on your level, but let's hope so. Let's hope the future brings something good for both our teams, mate. But thank you again, mate. Appreciate it.
Heritage. But guys, thank you so much. You kept on thanking me, but thank you guys for taking your time out. Thanks for being so easy to work.
It's our pleasure.
And hopefully we get to do this way more times in the future as well. So all the best for the season of this
Yeah,
Saturday.
go out.
Literally from 5 p.m. from 5 p.m. onwards this Saturday. I wish you all the best. Like 3 points every week, but between 3 and 5.
Bro, you're literally going to save Everton. Just have that thought in your mind. If you win on Saturday, you save Everton.
They're still gone anyway. They're gone now. This has to be the season they go. It has to be. No, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Guys, if you haven't already, smash the like button. But more importantly, make sure you head over to Forest Fan TV and subscribe there. My name is Callum. We are Team Coppish. We're back tomorrow of the Prem Panel Show. So whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, have a great one. Stay safe, stay blessed. Take care.
Okay.